Hey everyone, have you ever dreamed of seeing one of nature's most incredible spectacles? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about a very special forecast that suggests a rare celestial event just might be visible for a whole bunch of people in the United States this week.
Okay, so what's all the buzz about? Well, it all started with a special forecast from NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center. They've basically put out an alert that the Aurora Borealis, yep, the famous northern lights, might just be making a surprise trip much further south than they normally do.
And that, of course, brings us to the big question on everyone's mind. Could you actually get a chance to see the northern lights this week? We're about to break down exactly who has a shot, when you should be looking, and, what your odds really are. But hang on, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the when and where, let's just do a super quick refresh on the basics. What exactly are we hoping to see up there in the night sky? I think understanding the phenomenon is kind of key to appreciating just how cool this forecast is. So the Aurora Borealis is this incredible natural light show. You can think of it like a beautiful, silent dance of light way up in the atmosphere. Now, it's usually stuck way up in the polar regions, which is exactly why a forecast that brings it down into the US is such a massive deal. All right, let's get to the good stuff. The part you've all been waiting for, when and where you might actually see this thing. Okay, get your calendars out. The official viewing window we're talking about is for two specific nights. That's Tuesday, October 28th and Wednesday, October 29th. So you've got two potential shots at witnessing this. And this is it, right? The million-dollar question. This forecast doesn't cover the entire country. So which states are the lucky ones? Who might actually get a little glimpse of the show? The forecast points to a grand total of 10 U.S. states that fall inside this potential viewing area. That's right, 10 states, where if all the conditions are just right, you might just be able to see that glow on the horizon. And here's the list. We've got Alaska, Washington, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Maine. If you're in one of those states, you're in the running. But hold on. Just being in one of those states isn't a golden ticket. It doesn't guarantee you'll see anything. It's really, really important to understand your actual chances, because they vary a lot depending on where you are. So let's manage some expectations here. So, NOAA uses this key concept called the view line. The easiest way to think about it is like a boundary drawn on a map. It marks the absolute southernmost point where you might see the aurora. And even then, you'd have to be looking straight north, right at the horizon. The farther north you are from that line, the better your odds get. And this table really breaks it all down for us. If you're up in Alaska or most of Canada, the forecast is looking great, a high chance of seeing the lights. But for those of us in the northern contiguous U.S., the chance is officially rated as low. Now, within that group, if you're in parts of Montana, North Dakota, or Minnesota, you have the best odds, but even that is still considered low. Yeah, and let's not just skim past that. I want to really emphasize this. The official word from the source is, and I'm quoting here, "The chances are low." So this is a long shot. It's an amazing, rare opportunity for sure, but it is absolutely not a guarantee for anyone in the lower 48. So after we've gone through all of that, the dates, the places, the real-world odds, it really all boils down to one simple question. Look, here's the main takeaway from all of this. For a handful of northern states, there is a rare and genuinely exciting opportunity on the table. But you have to remember, it's a game of chance. Everything, and I mean everything, depends on your specific location and a pretty big dose of luck. So I'll just leave you with this question. Knowing it's a long shot, knowing the odds are what they are, but still, there's a possibility. Are you going to be heading outside on Tuesday or Wednesday night, looking toward that northern horizon, just hoping to catch a faint, colorful glow?